I'm possible on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show. Empowered, motivated, get it out and create it. Cause you're possible, I'm possible on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show. You saw, you fly, so I'm gonna tell you why. You're possible, I'm possible on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show. Empowered, motivated, get it out and create it. Cause you're possible, I'm possible on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show.
Hello to all of my G.A.Ws listening to season 1 of the new and improved I'm Possible, the Martha Cooper-Hudson show. This journey for me started over 10 years ago. So I want you to truly understand that I am true to this, not new to this podcast scene. This podcast that you are listening to today was designed to equip, inspire, motivate, and empower high achieving, career driven, entrepreneurial minded, grown ass women. I am your host, Martha Cooper-Hudson. And today I am super honored to have with me on this show today a multifaceted powerhouse of a woman. She is a mom, she is an author, she's a speaker, fashion designer, entrepreneur, but more than anything else, she is truly a faith influencer. Whether you know her from television or social media, April has always used her platform to share her faith authentically and transparently while she navigates the ebbs and flows of life. Most notably, when she publicly grieved and mourned the loss of her late husband, Grammy Award winning songwriter LaShawn Daniels. Her journey has been marked by resilience, strength, and wisdom. So, ladies, I want you to help me welcome into the studios Miss April Daniels. April, come on into the studio and say hello to everybody.
Well, hello, ladies. Hello, Martha. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you on today. And I love it. I love everything you're doing over here. I love you off camera. I love you on camera. So it's all love over here, lady.
Thank you so much. You know, as we share today, my relationship and our relationship, I truly believe, is no coincidence.
Yeah.
I believe that it was God ordained, and we met through our wonderful sunshines.
Yes.
You know, those two that, as I share with my son Mason, you are my biggest joy, and sometimes my biggest headache in the same sentence. You
Wrapped
know,
up in one.
oh my goodness. And you know, God brought us together through those through our amazing sons. And I can't be more pleased because I've seen over the years, I would see you and your family when you guys walked into church. But I didn't know who you were. I had no clue of who LaShawn was. But what I knew more than anything else was I simply loved the energy when you all walked in, the big smile that he would share and show and greeted everybody, because I don't think he ever met a stranger.
Never.
Everybody. And, you know, it wasn't until I received that phone call, and I was at the gas station, and I clearly remember when I received a phone call from our dear friend, you know, your stylist, your hairstylist, our dear friend, and she simply said, "Hey, Martha, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm at the gas station." And she said, "Can you pray with me?" And I said, "Yes." "And who are we praying for?" And you were that person, because that had just happened. And the accident that took LaShawn's life had actually just happened there. And so because I know people see you, April, they see your beauty, they see your smile, they see your faith. So they see the glory without really understanding your true story. Can you share with me how you've been able to not only manage, but to navigate the challenges you faced after LaShawn's death, to grieve publicly in the eyes of everyone, while also being strong for your three amazing sons.
Yes. I think the thing that made it the easiest for me was having LaShawn as an example for so many years. Sometimes his grace to me would look as if he was naive at times.
Mhm.
Um, if he was too nice, like I'm like, they don't deserve that much grace. But he was always adamant about being the light. I
Mhm.
don't care what nobody else is doing, anybody else is saying. You be who God told you to be when you walk in that room. And don't you change for 1 second. And so that always resonated with me. It
Mhm.
resonated with me, but it also was one of my biggest struggles because for me, once I see certain people do or say something, I'm turned off
Right.
immediately or I'm turned on. Either I'm like, oh, that person's amazing. I love them. Their energy is great. Or I'm like,
Right.
oh my God, how can I erase them out of my life and never ever have another moment with them? Right. So here I
Yes.
am losing my husband. I had absolutely no idea what I had to do, but I knew first and foremost I had to be strong for my sons. I
Right.
had to be an example for my sons. And I had to
Absolutely.
make sure that they felt covered just the same as if they had two parents now with just one.
That's right.
And so in that, what was my way of navigating that journey and still navigating was just
Mhm.
holding true to the example that my husband had been. What
Yes.
grace looked like, what love looked like for God, what being a light in the kingdom represented. All of those things, I had a front row seat to it. And, God is so intentional in everything he
He
does.
is. He
You
is.
think, this is just part of marriage and this is just who my spouse is, but it was preparation because God knew what was coming.
That's right.
And so walking through that journey, it was just really no matter what I feel, no matter what I see, no matter what I hear, if I stuck to those foundational,
Mhm.
elements
Mhm.
of this journey, not that I wouldn't be affected by the stuff, but I would be able to execute it in a way that honors God and keeps my hands clean.
That's right.
And, being married to my husband for nearly 21 years, his hands remain clean. No matter how dirty people did them, no matter
Mhm.
how, he caught the short end of the stick, none of that ever altered who he was as a man who loved God. And so, I just really wanted to make sure that in the opportunity I was given to reverence God in a very crucial situation, that one, I didn't let him down, but
That's
that
right.
I didn't let myself down either because I really wanted to pass the test.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? I think you have done an amazing job. And
Thank
I
you.
know that grief comes in stages.
Oh, yeah.
My best friend she lost her daughter tragically to a
Oh,
car accident, and
okay.
she was 21. And that's been a couple of years ago. And
Okay.
so I did grief comes in stages, and to be able to navigate those things. And people sometimes they feel as if, okay, maybe I am a protector because I
Yeah.
protect Team Hudson.
Yeah.
You got to
Oh,
come
baby.
past. You got to come past Martha
The
Cooper-Hudson.
big bad wolf.
And
I'll be it all day. That's me.
all day long. And
Yeah.
I tell my kids all the time, when I'm up 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes God
Mhm.
will wake me at that time. And I know
Yes.
what that means. That means I
Mhm.
need you to come talk to me. And then I
Yep.
need you to pray over your house while they are still asleep. And so
Yes.
this watch woman, instead of the watchman, this watch woman is
It's on
always
her
on watch.
post. Yes.
And so I know that, you have done an amazing job. And
Thank
to protect not only yourself, but to protect those three amazing sons and the grandbabies, because I haven't seen, them as of yet. But to be able to do that is is key. But to continue to walk in God's light and allowing people to see God in you and through you is always and will always be a journey.
Yeah.
So you've done amazingly well in there. And I again commend you for that.
Thank
One of the things that I know is that you and LaShawn, you guys were known for your fierce loyalty to each other.
you.
And as
Yes.
I tell people, to know Martha is to know that I am a ride or die. And I am very loyal to my circle, to my loved ones and my family and my friends.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can't sit in front of me and talk about someone that I'm loyal with, because I'm gonna stop you first and foremost. I can talk about my husband, but you bet not tell me he country. I know he country, so but
That's right.
I'm gonna I'm gonna stop you right there in that space. But especially, how has, with you all being loyal, you've been loyal to each other, your family, your careers, and your faith. How has your relationship influenced your approach to life, love, both personally and professionally? What do you think are three great things that out of that union has has influenced how you do business, how you interact personally, and how you live your life in love?
I think, being married to LaShawn allowed me the privileges to see tables and rooms I've never sat in.
Mhm.
And with every opportunity, we made sure we held true to the representation of two individuals who love the Lord.
Yes.
Nothing ever compromised that.
Mm.
And so for me, that is really much, really like the method to my madness, if you will. Like, I don't care where I go, I'm taking those tools with me to make sure that when I leave that room, God is pleased.
Absolutely.
Um, with responsibility, he has to know he can trust you. And
Mhm.
so I never make anything about me, but more so about the gift of the moment and the opportunity of being chosen by him to be in the atmosphere to do whatever it is he's called me to do. I think
Mhm.
sometimes when we make it about us and who we are or who we think we are, we
Yeah,
can easily allow the blessing to slip away from us.
that's right.
And so it shows God you're not ready, or I can't trust you with more because you have to master what I've given you now. And so, with all humility, I always lead with that, but make no mistake, I know who April Daniels is. I know what I'm
That's right.
capable of. I know if he's called me to something, that means I'm qualified for it. And I
Yes.
never have to struggle with figuring it out, because if I truly trust him and I'm allowing him to lead me, then whatever
Mhm.
gets within me will be the things that can go forward and give him all the glory in that moment. So it's not a big to do.
Right.
I'm still a work in progress, but at the end
We
of the
all
day,
are.
yes, I'm very strong in knowing who I belong to. There's purpose in my life. And when you
Yes.
stay focused on the right things, you're able to see that purpose more clearly than you've ever been able to. So, you know,
Yeah.
keep it simple, stupid.
That's it. That's it.
That you
And
ain't
that's
gotta
it.
complicate anything. Like, just, if you know your why, hold on to your why, go in there and do what you need to do, and the blessings will find you. You don't have to go sell your soul. You ain't got to go
Mm,
look for nothing. You ain't got to love nothing that ain't loving you back, because when it's
wow.
for you, God will show you, and it's going to be so evident.
Yes. You said a couple of things there, and I'm gonna turn my head because I'm gonna grab it from here for a moment.
Okay.
Of course, we didn't know each other during that time, but about 5.5, 6 years ago, I woke up one morning and I just felt I was in a place, I was in the center of the floor weeping and crying because for so long I had chased the wrong thing. I was chasing money to make sure that my family was taken care of at that moment in time because through my life Michael went through an incredible health situation
Yeah.
that forced me into a mode to make sure that my house
Yeah.
stayed together. And one day God whispered in my ear and I thought it was Michael. And I woke up and I said, "Why did you just say that to me?" And he said, "What are you saying?" I was asleep. And he simply said, "I didn't give you this business for you to
Mhm.
forget about my purpose." And when I woke up, and see, you said purpose, I woke up and immediately, because I serve a sudden God,
That's right.
immediately he moved that taste out of my mouth
Mhm.
for what the business was that I was actually involved with at the time.
Right.
And I started to go into a place of silence. And then I ended up writing my second book at that time. And that book is entitled Chasing Purpose:
Wow.
How to Operate in God's Purpose versus Man's Prescription for Your
Mm.
Life. And then I said, it says, when you honor your purpose, God will always honor his promise.
That's right.
And so I know you are honoring your purpose because of all of the endeavors that you have going on and things that you are working on right
Yeah.
now. And so as you embark on your new creative endeavors, including writing your book that I cannot wait to read and be at that book launch, and venturing into that health and beauty industry that
Yeah.
when as I said earlier, your beauty speaks for itself.
Thank
But
you.
to be able to know that these endeavors are happening behind the scenes, get ready, world, get ready,
Yes.
women, because Miss April Daniels is coming, and it's
I-
coming from a place of passion,
Yeah.
creativity, and purpose. And
Yeah.
so what is driving that purpose now and that passion now for you?
Betting on me.
Mm,
No, obviously in a marriage, I was accustomed to being able to be full-time wife and mother. Not that I didn't have, businesses prior to Sean, but when you get married, sometimes we tend to let the things we pursued
right.
prior to the marriage go into
Take the
a
back burner for that.
resting phase.
Mhm,
But
mhm, mhm.
coming out of this, I had to get back to me. And so this is probably it is the first time in a long time where I've had to, bring the focus back to April.
Right.
And I'm excited because he's already showed me in the 4 years that my husband has been gone, that almost five, that I'm capable of so much more. And not that I didn't know that, but I really enjoyed being a wife and a mother.
Right.
So it was like, yes, I could have been doing other things, but that was my sweet spot for me.
Yes.
But he's just reminding me, like, you got it in you. Get back to you
Mhm.
and bet on you. I tend to want to help people
Uh-huh.
along
Mhm.
the way. And
Right.
sometimes that takes me completely off track because I'm the type of person that whatever I'm doing, I'm giving it 200%. And
Yes.
so, in doing that, you tend to put, again, the things you're trying to achieve on the back
Mhm.
burner. And the next thing you know, you full time working at somebody else's dream. And you like,
That's
this
right.
ain't even my dream. What am I doing? But,
Yes.
it's even still a blessing in that. But I say all that to say, I'm betting on me. And it feels good. It feels good to take a shot. Listen, if I fail, if it don't work out the first time, that's all right. Everything is a learning process. And so
That part.
I'm excited to see where God meets me in this journey because I was on track and then I decided to help somebody with something and it kind of took me very far off of my, projection of what I should have
Right.
been doing. And so now I'm back at it and I am really enjoying the creative space that God keeps downloading in me to do.
Wow.
And I'm getting ready to I'm getting ready to jump out there, y'all. So y'all
That's
catch
right.
me.
Listen, one thing I know for sure is that when you jump, because God told you to jump, the parachute will open and
Absolutely.
you are going to land
And the
exactly
landing will be just amazing.
smooth. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. That's exactly right. You know, you said something that so often so many people, April, are afraid of, and that is betting on you.
Yeah.
One of the things that I know that when my back, as I felt, was through the wall,
Yeah.
that I had no other option but to bet on God and on Martha. And
Yes.
when you walk into my office, whether it's in my corporate office or here at home, right in the center of my whiteboard simply says, God is my CEO. And
That's right.
so when I jumped and I bet on Martha 100%, what I know is I know Martha better than anybody else. And I know April know exactly what's inside of April better than
Yeah.
anyone else. So as I tell man, and I want you to get this, ladies who's listening, when God puts you on,
At,
man can't take you off
at all.
at
Period.
all. Period. I mean, there's nothing else after that.
Yeah.
And as you know, one of the things as a GAW, I tell people all the time, one thing I don't look for is validation from people because validation is for parking. It's not for Martha. It's not for
Mm-hmm.
April. And
Mm-hmm.
so I know that your upcoming book promises to offer readers, honey, a glimpse into your life and from the very beginning. Because again, people see the glory,
Yeah.
they don't understand the story or the walk that took you to even get to this point to sit
Yeah.
down to write your story. You know, I tell women all the time, I tell men as well, you got the power to take your pen back and rewrite any story that's in front of you, but you
Absolutely.
got to be able to take that pen and write it
Yeah.
back. And
Yeah.
so when they take that glimpse into you, I want you to share with me what inspired you, one, to let people in. Because, you know, I know that I'm going to be sitting at home and I'll be, is that my girl on the Today Show? That's my
Listen,
girl there
you
on the
better
Today
talk
Show.
that thing into
I'm going to
existence.
speak it
Oh, today.
into existence, honey. Yes, indeed. And
Yeah.
so, what inspired you to write your story? And then, what do you hope readers will take away from it when it finally happens?
Well, what inspired me to write my story is because I get so often, you're so strong. You're so strong. You make it look easy. How did you do it? Tell me what to do. And I'm like, there's no like 3-step rule to get to what you think you're looking at. Because, like you said, grief is unpredictable. I can get off of this live with you and be like, girl, we killed it. We had an amazing conversation and go
Hmm.
cry my heart out.
Yeah,
It hits you like that. And it's
yeah,
not like you know when it's going to hit you. It just comes and it doesn't care what you're doing, what you're not doing, how you feel, do you have time. It's just like, I'm here, deal with it.
that's
And
right.
so, I thought it was important for not just women but anybody who's suffered loss, grief, whether
Mhm.
it's through death, divorce, that if I can just share, and I've been doing that as long as I've been on this social media, if I can share and touch one.
Yes,
God, listen, Jesus came back for the one. If I could
that's right.
touch one, then I know I'm doing a great thing here. And I just think that we live in such a superficial world today
Very.
where either people are just so critical and there's no grace, or people just live in this, facade like everything is just great and grandiose. And
That's right.
so there's no real like blueprint
Mhm.
or expression that it's okay not to be okay.
That's
And
right.
although I can sit here and look like I have it all together, I'll be the first one to say I don't. But
Mhm.
I do want to share the journey so that people can see that if you're not having a good day, it doesn't mean you've taken 20 steps back. It just means you're human in the process of your grief. And so this is what it looks like. And when we hear and see more things that represent where we are in our journey, then it gives us the encouragement to keep going. Because how many times have you been in a situation and you may have kept it to yourself because according to your, judgment, this isn't right. Math ain't mathing. Right. So maybe we ain't working, or maybe this job ain't working, or maybe I should just do X, Y, and Z. But then when you have a real conversation with someone that's not scared to be transparent about what they've gone through or what they're standing in, you're like, oh, snap, I'm not the only one. Okay, that's good to know. I'm inspired. I'm going to keep fighting this fight, because if you can get to the other side, I can get to the other side. And that is really the reason behind my why. I just want to be able to be a light and to embrace more people like myself. Because let me tell you something, grief is harder than you know what, okay?
Yes.
I ain't got time to be dealing with no negativity, no mean, hateful people, no chaos, no foolishness. I got enough on my plate. And if you ain't got enough intelligence to see that and say, let me not do that, or let me not add that type of energy to her day, then I have to be responsible to know how to protect my peace and surround myself with people that can pour into me, but also that I can pour into. Because I don't want no relationship where it's just about me. I want to be surrounded by the things that can encourage my journey, can make me feel like it's worth continuing on. And just to be able to show Jesus in all of this, like his faithfulness. God is not a liar. He does not take us to or through something to abandon us at the end. There is a greater purpose to all of this. So he was like, daughter, tell your testimony, write about it. I don't care how many times you start that chapter over. You're going to finish this book, and we're going to let it get to the people, and it's going to help somebody. So
that's right.
There
we go.
You saw, you fly, so I'm gonna tell you why. You're possible, I'm possible, on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show. Empowered, motivated, get it out and create it. 'Cause you're possible, I'm possible, on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show. You saw, you fly, so I'm gonna tell you why. You're possible, I'm possible, on the Martha Cooper-Hudson show.